I'm the fastest man alive.
Speedsters only lose to bad writing. This is something that a lot of people say because super speed is probably the most OP superpower. And with it being one of the most popular superpowers, there have been a lot of speedsters in superhero media. So today, we're going to check out most of speedsters in mainstream media to truly see if they lost fairly or to bad writing. Now obviously I can't go through everyone, so if I miss someone, let me know. I could probably do a part 2, but for the most part, these are the most popular speedsters. But before that, I want to mention how people only seem to call out bad writing when it's from a media they don't like. And when it's something they do like, they kind of take this proud approach of saying things like, "Yeah man, the Flash is so powerful that he only loses to the writers." And then of course you have they have to nerf them to make the story interesting. Of course, this is wrong. I think some writers just underestimate the actual power of super speed. It's not impossible to write a speedster story, just maybe don't have them go up against a guy with an ice gun. So guys, the stuff we'll be analyzing will be the speedster's abilities and if they should have been able to overcome what they lost to. So the first ability will be super speed, which everyone on this list will have, but then also things like super senses, because obviously if they didn't have advanced senses, they would just be crashing into everything. But more so, we'll be measuring the level of this ability. And then the minor stuff like if they have superhuman durability or strength. But yeah, let's just jump into analyzing every speedster except for CW Flash.
There's nowhere to run.
Now the first thing you have to understand about this dude is that he's fast. Stupid fast. Like the fastest speedster out of anyone else in this video. By a lot. Like the man Gubbs, remember our daddy? He calculated that in this scene, Quicksilver had to be moving at 8,000 times the speed of sound. At least. And then the perception, he's goofing around while already in super speed. Like in the time you press a key on your keyboard, this dude could probably write the entire Bible, multiple times. Not only does he move fast, he thinks just as fast. He doesn't seem to have any super strength or durability, but does that even matter? If anyone were to beat this guy, they would have to be almost as fast or just like able to destroy the world Quicksilver runs on. So let's see who he's going up against. Alright, so this dude was not only able to track Quicksilver, he saw him running in slow motion. Okay, so obviously this is already bullshit, but I will say, Apocalypse does have some good durability. Quicksilver literally juggles him and then he seems unfazed by the end of it. He also seems to have some Deadpool regeneration because he gets cut through the throat seconds later and then it's just fine. Realistically, Quicksilver could probably neutralize him, but he would have to actively keep him neutralized. I don't think Quicksilver could kill him because in the movie Apocalypse dies to the Phoenix Force, which also takes a little while. But obviously, if he can just summon shit instantly, he should have destroyed all the X-Men in like 2 seconds. X-Men Quicksilver lost to bad writing.
The twins, they are not ready to take on.
No, I mean twins.
Alright, so MCU Quicksilver is considerably not that fast. Like, he's fast, but he can't just freeze time and start dicking around. He also actually does get tired. He does have super senses, but he can't really push bullets away with his fingers. He also does not have any clear superhuman strength or durability, but he can relocate people easily. And in Age of Ultron, he actually does get beat a few times, so let's analyze. So here he obviously grabs the hammer and then gets flung. It's logical that he got neutralized from falling from that height with a good amount of force, but should he have even gotten flung? The main argument is that he should have been able to just let go of the hammer before getting sent across the map by it, because he does have super senses. But I can honestly let this slide because he does kind of lean into it. He probably shouldn't have gotten flung either more than just the hammer aggressively getting ripped from his hand. But this is honestly just nitpicking because there's stuff like this everywhere in fiction, so I'll give this scene a pass. So the second time he gets beat is when Hawkeye shoots the ground from under him. Him kind of just staring at the bullet does make him look mentally slow, but it's not as bad as when he gets killed. I get that the Quinjet bullets are faster than the handgun bullets, but he didn't have to catch the bullets. If you have the speed to position yourself in front of the line of fire to make sure that the bullets hit you instead of them, you're fast enough to just move them out of the way. Also, the scene is shot really poorly. Quicksilver clearly moves to the right of them, but then he's just to the left. And it also looks like Hawkeye could have just hid behind the car. This is too goofy, and MCU Quicksilver died to bad writing.
Friends with the guy?
Joseph, you promised.
Huh? Oh, crap.
How is this going to work if I can't hold your interest through one conversation?
Hold my interest? Olga, please. You can't see things how I do. My perception is just as fast as I am. The briefest conversation with anyone seems like hours to me. It's agony.
Alright, so this one's easy. Red Rush says it himself. A normal conversation feels like hours to him. He perceives things just as fast as he is, which means that it would be almost impossible for a normal mind to beat this guy. He does not have any super strength or durability, but again, that shouldn't really matter. But who's he going up against? So even though Omni-Man can build up flight speeds to an insane extent, and obviously have the perception to be able to direct that speed, he doesn't actually use any super speed in any of his fights. He might be able to fly really fast, but he's not a speedster. So Red Rush is punching at super speed, which should be a lot faster than this, but anyway, he punches Omni-Man, and then on the retraction, Omni-Man catches the arm. That is the biggest piece of bullshit I have ever heard. If you think that's realistic for even a second, then just leave, please. Not only would that be incredibly difficult to pull off at normal speed, this is Red Rush, a man who sees everything in slow motion. He shouldn't be able to be touched by Omni-Man, let alone get his fucking forearm grabbed like that. Now, even though Red Rush was able to bruise Omni-Man, I think it's safe to say that Red Rush probably couldn't neutralize Omni-Man. But that doesn't mean he himself should be defeated or even touched. Red Rush died to bad writing.
Don't you ever besmirch Billy.
Now, this show doesn't really ever show or tell us that A-Train has speed react, but there are multiple instances where he does something that requires brain power while in super speed, like when he instantly injects himself in this scene. Not only did he have to run far and back, but he also has to inject himself right. The thing about A-Train is that he never really loses in this show, but there are some moments or attacks that shouldn't have happened. But basically, A-Train takes too many drugs and now suffers from heart attacks if he uses super speed. So when he does get neutralized, it's because of that. Except for when he gets his leg chopped off. Now, the thing about super senses is that it's hard to define it as something a speedster always has or something they activate. Even though Red Rush says that every conversation is an eternity, like, what did he get super good at talking slow? Every other speedster on this list lost while their speed react should have been on, but with A-Train being sneaked up on, I'll give it a pass. I don't think it's realistic to say that speedsters always see everything in slow motion, and A-Train was pretty emotional here, so yeah. A-Train does not lose to bad writing. Nice job, brother. But just for fun, should A-Train be afraid of Homelander? So the average superhero in this universe does have superhuman strength and durability. But is that enough to damage Homelander? Yes! So Huey takes hero drugs that give him teleport powers. He then punches A-Train and A-Train's like, "How'd you do that?" Which implies that Huey has those base suit powers. Huey later is able to impact Homelander backwards, and A-Train is also able to do massive damage. A-Train realistically should be able to outstrike Homelander. Maybe not kill him, but since he does have speed react, he should be able to dance on Homelander. But yeah, just a thought. So lastly, the Flash, which I will only be looking at the Snyder cut. So yes, he's insanely fast, even being able to reverse time, and he obviously has insane senses to see things in slow motion. So he does lose twice in this film, and we're actually going to look at the second time first. So basically, Barry has to run around in circles to power Cyborg, and this alien shoots him. And no, this is stupid, he should have seen that coming. I can almost buy him stumbling from the area of effect, but he gets straight up shot. So yeah, I don't buy this. But that's obviously not as interesting as his opponent, Superman! Okay, this is valid. This shot clearly indicates that Superman also has speed react and is able to move at Barry's speed, maybe a little slower. For Barry, I do not have a problem with this. He should absolutely lose to Superman. The real problem is Superman. Superman being a speedster makes him the most powerful being in the DC universe. Like sure, he's not as fast as Barry, but that's not the point. He's invulnerable. He's able to see everyone in slow motion and he can kill them instantly. That's crazy. In the Snyder Justice League movie, he doesn't lose, but this makes me question the other movies. Man of Steel is fine because he's fighting other Kryptonians, but Batman? There's no way he ever loses to Batman. No amount of prep time will ever match speed react. So guys, what to take away from this video is that speedsters are powerful. I think the problem really lies in the fact that most writers treat speedsters like sidekicks or B-list heroes, when in reality they should be treated like what they are. Gods. The one who controls time controls everything.